What's going on, everybody? I'm Terrence, and this is Bank Shipping. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's having a good morning so far. If you ain't up, go ahead and get up and start that grind. I'm feeling like absolute dog shit. Had some sinus issues last week. Over the weekend, got better, thought I was getting better, and then Monday night, boom, it slapped me in the face again. I just can't really seem to get over it. So getting up at 3 o'clock this morning, or getting on the road at 3 o'clock this morning was a pain. And then I got down here to Norfolk, and they tell me that I'm not on the list, and they're trying to figure it out. Then they tell me, oh, okay, we know where you're supposed to go. So I go back into the job site. Then I get back into the job site. They tell me that I'm not supposed to be at the job site. I'm supposed to be at their laydown yard in Chesapeake, which is like 35 minutes away. So I leave. I get about 5 minutes away from the laydown yard, and they call me back and say, no, you're actually supposed to be at the job site. Well, I don't know if anybody that watches me knows anything about Chesapeake, Norfolk, the whole Hampton Roads area, but there's no way to really just make a U-turn. So you got to go all the way around through a bunch of bridges and tunnels. So an extra 30-minute trip, 35-minute trip to where they said I was supposed to be at, end up turning into an hour and 30-minute trip to get back here. So, and now I'm waiting. So I'm not happy at all. Honestly, I'm ready to just say F it and push this stuff off my trailer and go on about my business, because I got another load to get to. I don't have time for all this. But as they say, it's the life of a trucker. So I'm gonna get out, see what the hell's going on. I'll get back with y'all. Good morning, good morning. All right, had a long day yesterday, so I didn't get much filming done because I was pressed for time. Got up here to Pennsylvania after I got the trailers. Got up here late, spent the night up here, and now we are here at our first stop. So I'm gonna jump out, get these things unstrapped, and get unloaded so we can head to the next stop. Got my beanie on and my thermal on because it's basically wintertime up here in Pennsylvania. So let's get these things unloaded. man, when I say it's been a long week, it's been a long week. Did a lot of running, did a lot of setting, but ultimately got all my loads dropped off that I planned on doing. Yesterday was just a fiasco. I mean, being told that I was at the wrong site and going somewhere else, and then them telling me no, this is the right site, and then coming back and then sitting there. I think in total I sat there for 7 hours, you know, and then almost losing my load of trailers. Luckily they stayed for me because they know I'm good for it. But even then, you know, I didn't get to Pennsylvania until 11 o'clock last night, when I should have been there in time to get the first drop in Pennsylvania off. I should have been up there before 5 o'clock, but I didn't get there until a little bit before 11. So I mean, that makes a long day, you know. And on my log, you know, I did the whole split duty thing, split clock and all that, so you know, it made it legal. But all in all, it's still a long day, you know. So, and then plus on top of that, being sick, fighting with the customer about the detention pay and all this other stuff. And then today I get to my first drop in Pennsylvania, and it's a tight parking lot, which is crazy because it's like, it's a Tractor Supply. Y'all sell farm stuff, but you got the smallest parking lots I've ever seen in my life. You know, they wanted me to unload in the back, so I went to the back, but they were doing construction up front. So there was a dump truck. They got a little pull off that you basically pull up, and then you can blindside back to their dock if you were a freight truck. So they wanted me to do the same thing, but there was a dump truck there. He was scraping out asphalt and all this other stuff, so I didn't have time to wait for him to move out of the way. So I nosed in, as you guys see on the video. So he left, so my plan was to back up into that spot and then leave. But lo and behold, the guy put the trailers right beside me, so excuse me, I didn't have enough room to back into that spot. And plus, a UPS truck was coming to deliver, and he was too impatient to let me back into that spot. So I decided to back all the way back out to the road. So as I'm backing up, the road's a busy street. Like I said, they're doing construction and all this other stuff, road work. And so I thought it best to try to jackknife into one of the parking lanes where, you know, the parking spots are. So, you know, I jumped the curb so that I could turn into there and to back into there. Got it jackknifed, got everything good to go. I got out the truck and looked, made sure everything was good. Get back in the truck, go to take off, and I noticed that I wasn't going to clear a it was like a water meter, you know, a pipe that was sticking up out of the ground. And I was like, well, I thought I had enough room, but I didn't, because they had a gate into the Tractor Supply, so I couldn't jump the curb again going out because the gate was right there. So I decided to basically pull up, turn as sharp as I could, and then back up to jackknife it again, and then continue my turn so that I could miss that water pipe. But what happened is I didn't judge correctly, and the tail swing of my trailer hit a truck. So yeah, first accident. I'll put a picture somewhere up here of the damage to the pickup truck. It was one of the, you know, Flagger Force pickup trucks, you know, basic F-150. And I barely caught it. You know, I basically ripped the license plate bracket off of the front bumper, left some paint transfer. You know, it didn't like rip the bumper off or anything. The bumper was still sturdy, all that stuff. So, you know, I had to sit there and give my insurance information and all that stuff. But I pretty much told them, just call me and I'll write you a check for a new bumper. Like, there's no point in going through insurance for something that cheap. So we'll see what they say. But I was super pissed off about that. You know, I was kicking myself in the ass because, you know, I hit something. I pride myself in my driving abilities, but you win some and you lose some. But eventually what I ended up having to do was back out to the street. And the Flagler Force people were nice enough to stop traffic for me so that I could get out, because they saw where that was literally the only option that I had to get out of that Tractor Supply, was to back out to the street. There was no turning around, no nothing. It was just so crowded. So they helped me back out to the street. They stopped traffic so I could back out to the street. And then I went, to Jersey, got my second stop off. And then on the way home, pouring down raining, I think from Delaware all the way almost back to Virginia. I didn't go over 50 miles an hour because it was just pouring down raining, accidents everywhere, highways shut down. One of them days, and I had to get back to the customer, get some insulation for Monday. So I did that. Now we're back at the yard. I sound down, I'm sure, because it's just, like I said, it's been a rough week. But it's the weekend, looking forward to it. Trying to stay positive, when things knock you down, like, there's nowhere else to go but up. So that's what I preach to you guys. I take my same advice that I preach to you guys. I wouldn't give you guys no advice that I don't take myself. So I'm pretty much done kicking myself in the butt about hitting the truck. Could have been a lot worse. Could have done a whole lot more damage. Yeah, it stinks, but things happen. They call them accidents for a reason. I did my due diligence in getting out. I just misjudged. So I'm done beating myself up over that. It is what it is, and it's on to the next day. Starting to feel a little bit better. I'm still a little stuffy, but I ain't gonna let that hold me down neither. I'm not gonna let the hold up, dealing with the customer and the detention and all that stuff, I'm not gonna let that get me down. It's tomorrow's a new day. It's the weekend. Looking forward to it. Spend some time with the family, because I haven't seen them a lot, because I've just been back and forth, getting home late, staying out, all this stuff. So yeah. But when you guys are out there on the road, if you're in the business or you're thinking about getting in the business, remember, don't let these customers walk all over you, especially when it comes to detention pad. Nobody talks about that enough. Everybody always talks, here of late, they're talking about driver shortages and stuff like that. Why do you think nobody wants to be a truck driver? Because when you go down and you're set for, like I did, 7 hours, that's a whole day that you're wasting. And the customer or the receiver or the shipper, they get in their mind, oh, well, you get paid detention. 50, 60 bucks an hour ain't worth my time. I truly believe if you get rid of that 2 hours for free bull crap, the first 2 hours are free, I think that's bull, first of all. Because if I get a chance to build my own detention, I don't give 2 hours free. None of my time is free. Nothing in this thing is free. This truck ain't free. This trailer ain't free. The freight that you getting ain't free. The fuel ain't free. Insurance ain't free. Nothing free. So why should I give you 2 hours for free? If we was able to get rid of that 2 hours for free bull crap and bill like $300 an hour from the start, I guarantee you shippers and receivers will be more willing to get you in and out, because they know they on that clock. They know every time that clock is ticking, that's money that they losing. But no, they get 2 hours for free, so they don't care. I always say I don't talk about money, because I don't. But just a little tidbit to let y'all know who's trying to get in the business, something to think about. This trailer load that I dropped off today was $1,500. That's how much it paid me. It paid me $1,500. 2 stops, 240 miles with 2 stops. If I would have lost that load yesterday for the detention pay that I got, I would have lost my mind. And it happens all the time. People lose good paying loads because they got to set at a shipper or a receiver. And the money that you get in detention ain't worth the money that you lose by not getting another load or missing out on a load. That's what these shippers and receivers don't understand. That's one of the things I'm trying to get my customer to understand. Because here lately, all these job sites I've been going to have been on some BS. And I told them, look, I just won't haul for y'all out of job sites no more. But this is how it's going to be. You know. But I told them what I wanted in detention. And that's what I got. I told them I wanted detention. I told them I wanted extra stop fees and the extra miles that I had to go for making a tour around Hampton Roads. And that's what I got. You know, I'm going to start dictating what I make with that particular customer. You know, it's trucking is the only industry that somebody tells you what your time is worth or what you are worth. You know, you don't go into a Walmart and say, you know what, this gallon of milk, I'm only going to pay $1 for it. You don't go into a clothing store and say, yeah, I see you got these $60 jeans, but I'm only going to pay you $15 for it. When you go to get fuel, you don't tell them how much you're going to pay at the pump and get. I'm going to give you $20 to fill this thing up. You don't, no other industry but trucking does that. In trucking, they tell you what you can get. Nah, it don't work that way. I got the truck, I got the trailer, I'll tell you what I cost. If you don't like it, peace. And I think if more truckers had that mindset, I think we'd be in a whole lot better place. Stop letting shippers and receivers run all over you. Even if you're a company driver, stop letting your company run all over you. Some of these guys, if you're getting paid hourly, that's a whole different story. If I was getting paid hourly, shoot, take all your time. Take the time you need. You know, I'm getting paid either way. But yeah, man, that's just my little tidbit. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Hopefully everybody has a good weekend, safe weekend, fun weekend. Spend time with your family, with friends. Do some fun things, productive things, and get that mind right for Monday. And as always, stay prayed up, grind hard, and stay humble.